What a treat it is to lead the meditation during these 7 weeks between Passover and Shavuot, that period of time we call the Omer, in which we count the days, 49 of them, or 7 times 7, 7 weeks, because each week is layered with a midah, with that soul trait in which we can look inside and inward. And that's part of my own spiritual practice. I have a My Omer app, and it's never too late to get one if it's something that you would like to embrace for your own journey and practice. So we'll count the Omer a little later on in our service. And we look now to this week's trait, which is Netzach, the midah of Netzach. And Netzach can be described as endurance or fortitude or ambition and other things as well. Rabbi Jonathan Slater of the Institute for Jewish Spirituality teaches this about Netzach. He says, another meaning of Netzach is to vanquish or overcome an opponent. And this aspect relates to our need for energetic response. He suggests the following: who is our opponent? Because I also think that word of Netzach being victory against our enemy. He says, who or what is our opponent? For now, let us consider our inner critic. The voice we may all know that tells us, oh, you can't. Who are you to engage in spiritual practice? You could never really pay attention, let alone meditate. Why should you get your hands dirty? Let someone else do it. There is just too much to do. I could never get it done. We might identify with some of those statements of our inner voices that are our critics of ourselves. And that's where Netzach could come in to face that inner voice. And he suggests that we bring our inner energetic response to this criticizing voice. We can respond with Netzach and say, yes, I can do this, to turn our intention to carry out whatever it is. Though we think of Netzach as endurance, it's not always powering through. Rather, it's bringing perseverance and our inner energies in the right proportion, finding that right balance, as is the work of so much of Tikkun Midot. Too much of anything is not good. So we look at that balance as we look at Netzach. This year, as we reach the end of the week of Netzach, we also enter Shabbat, our day of rest, of powering down, if you will, rather than powering through. Powering down through the vehicle we have here at Beth Emet of meditation. It's a balance. We think about those things we simply need to get done, and they're on a timetable, and we have deadlines, the stuff that keeps us up at night. And as much as we know we need to power through, it is possible on this Shabbat that for any measure of time we can power down, detach ourselves, recharge our bodies and our brains so that we might be prepared to reconnect later and insert our Netzach in a more productive manner and say to ourselves, yes, I can, because we've given ourselves time to recharge. So let's give ourselves at least 3 minutes to do so, to leave our to-do lists aside and just be and breathe. So I invite you, if you're comfortable doing so, to sit in a supportive way in your seat, perhaps with your legs uncrossed, and if you can reach, both feet on the floor. If you feel comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes, or if you want to keep them open, perhaps with an unfocused gaze in front of you, to put our shoulders back to open our heart space and our breathing space, and also to lower our shoulders and take in a deep breath, and then out. And another deep breath in and out. As we continue to breathe normally. And as we breathe in, take in whatever it is that each of us needs to power down. And as we breathe out, counter that inner critic within us with words of encouragement like, yes, I can. I'm taking some time now for meditation, for Shabbat rest, and I can do this, whatever it is, in a while, having given my body and brain some time and space to recharge. So we breathe in and power down. Breathe out, yes, I can, as we continue silently.
Yada-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yai-da-da-dai-dai-dai. Yai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-dai, yai-da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-da-dai-dai-dai. Yada-dai, yai-da-da-dai-dai-dai. Yai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yada-da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai dai dai.
For those who wish to use your